This season of Survivor Game Changers was a disappointment for me, but I always like to go into it just being very thankful for the experience, and I always learn so much, and despite only being out there for a few days, I still took a lot from it, being grateful for everything I have back at home is always huge for me. Pushing myself to, do new things and try new things is always exciting, and this obviously, it is a disappointment. It sucks, but at the same time, I got to meet great people, have some fun, and at the end of the day, it is what it is, and I'm grateful to even be considered, a game changer. Like, that's huge. And as much as it sucks to be the first vote out, it's almost a compliment, that like I was that important to get out early. The Mana tribe made a very, very stupid move getting rid of me. First off, I was actually going out there to switch my game up a little bit, and I wanted to work with certain people, and they're gonna see like a huge downfall. Mana tribe's just gonna like be gone and gone and gone and gone, because that first vote is the ripple effect and almost sets the tone for the rest of the game. And getting rid of a player like me, I'm decent at the challenges compared to when you have somebody like Sandra or even Aubrey or Jeff Varner. The puzzles, I was a puzzle person, so if you're going to look at it from a challenge standpoint, not only there was other people you could have got rid of, but as a strategical standpoint, I was ready to be loyal, and like I was ready to be like Mana strong, and I learned a lot from my past 2 seasons, and I definitely think that they made a huge mistake, and they're going to pay for it. I have some regrets this season. I wish that I would have read people a little bit better and maybe pulled back more early on, but it's so hard in the first 3 days to get a read on people, and I was just struggling to find that one person who wanted to play with me. I don't know if it had to do with my history in prior seasons, or they were scared of me, or what it was, but I just couldn't find anybody who was on the same page, and it sucks to be an outsider. And actually, I've never been the outsider before in the game of Survivor, as far as like I get along with most people, that's not a struggling spot for me, but in this season it just was. I couldn't do it, and I guess I regret maybe not trying a little bit harder or assuming that would come so easy for me. I wish that I would have taken more time maybe to really sit down with people and pulled back a little bit. The one challenge I was on was a challenge that I had done before, and I did it actually as the first challenge of my first season, and it was my mom did the puzzle and I did the puzzle. And the normal Sierra is like very like, I don't want to go out there on the limb, like you guys do it, all whatever. And this time I was like, I can do it. And I was extremely confident. I'm like, I know this puzzle, I've been here, I've done it, and that's so not like me. I still lost, mind you, which totally sucked, but at the same time, I realized to myself that that's not something I do. So I was kind of proud that I was like able to, there's no reward without a risk. And I took that risk, and I still didn't win, but I was impressed with myself and able to like recognize that like I was able to make that, I wanted to take that risk, and that's not a Sierra move. So I always see growth out here, whether it's something so small like that. I was out here for 3 days, but I wanted to take it, and Survivor pushes you, like it really, really does, to things that you never thought you would do, sleeping out on the dirt, eating crappy food, dealing with crazy people 24/7, and even for 3 days, it's that hard. Like it just showed me a lot. Like I've always lasted pretty far into the game, and even only lasting 3 days, it was very difficult. I think my worst moment comes along with my best moment, and my best moment was taking that risk, and I was so confident in it and thinking I could win. And then my worst moment was realizing that I lost it. Like when you step up to the plate and you say you're gonna win and then you don't, like there's good and bads in that, and it did teach me that there is no risk without the reward, and that sometimes you don't get it, but at the same time, that sucks. It sucks to lose that challenge 2 times in a row and to be so confident, and I was only out there 3 days, and maybe that was my downfall. I would consider playing Survivor probably again and again and again, because it's like, I always say it's like being pregnant. Like when you're pregnant, you're like, I never want to be pregnant again, but then when you're not pregnant for a year, you're like, oh, maybe I want to have a baby, So Survivor's the same. It's like when you're in it, you're like, this sucks, this is the worst thing ever, I'm never coming back. But then whenever I go home, I'm like, you have that taste for like, I want to win, and like I think I could do it this time, and you realize things you could have done differently. And I want to play until I freaking win. And I don't care if I'm here until I'm my mom's age and then I'm on Blood vs. Water with my daughter. Like, I eventually want to win. And maybe I need a break. Maybe I need, you know, a few years to kind of collect myself, and maybe it's been too much too soon for me, but you'll see me again.